And there we have it, guys. The battle for Trost District is now over, and now we're heading into the back half of Season 1 of Attack on Titan. So how's it going, guys? So this is going to be my episode review of Episode 14 of Attack on Titan. Now, before I delve into the nitty-gritty of what happened within this episode, there's something new that we have to talk about. There's a new opening for the back half of the season. Now, I know a lot of people like to battle back and forth about which opening is better. I like both of these equally. I think they added a good feel to each section of the season. Like the first opening for the first half of the season fits perfectly, and I do think that this opening is going to fit very well with the back half content that we're going to be getting in this season. So now, I really like this opening because it has a more militarized feel to it. Like the music tends to sound like it's marching, and it's very heavy on the Survey Corps as it shows them, a lot of the members of the Survey Corps, but also going outside the walls. So this tends to hint at what we're going to be getting at in this back half season, and I like that it's more military based, and we're actually going to be delving into more new characters and also introduced to the Survey Corps, because the Survey Corps has been teased in the first half of Attack on Titan, and now we're actually going to be delving more into what the Survey Corps is and how Eren, Mikasa, and Armin are going to be, you know, fitting in with that role of the Survey Corps. So I really like this opening. It's so catchy and good, and when it kicks in, when it gets really fast paced and the chugging starts for the music, it's just so cool. And the imagery within that opening is very cool too. Like my favorite scene is probably just like with Armin covered in blood. It's just like a really cool shot, and I just love the music that goes along with it. So that's gonna be my little take on the opening. So now I just want to delve headfirst into the content of this episode. So we open up with basically word of mouth spreading about what happened at Trost District and how Wall Rose was saved from, you know, being destroyed, and word's getting out now that Eren is able to transform into a Titan because they had to release some type of press on how they were able to basically block up the hole with Eren's Titan form, and they weren't going to be able to keep that under wraps for long. So we actually get to see within Wall Cena and Wall Rose the reaction that people are having, and it's very different reactions that we're getting from people. Like Wall Cena is the uppity ups of, you know, the Attack on Titan world. They're the rich folk, and right now they are very negative against this. They're basically like, well, if they have a Titan, well, they could probably attack us right now. So they're more selfish and more concerned about themselves than the overall population of the human race. So it just goes to show how like high society, and this goes very well for like higher, lower, and middle class, just like the dichotomy of an economy in a way, and just how the rich tend to more think about themselves than the overall big picture. And then when we actually get to go see what like the reaction is within Wall Rose, it's completely a different contrast than what's in Wall Cena, because the people in Wall Rose are rejoicing. They're like, all right, we're actually fighting up against these Titans, because right now with Wall Maria gone, they're the front lines of the whole Titan battle when they're fighting up against these Titans. So to know that they actually have a Titan on their side, they're rejoicing. They're like, yes, we can finally push back the Titans and win the war, and maybe we'll even be able to win back the land that we lost to the Titans. So it just shows the different like ideologies and also how they view themselves within this world. And it's just like, it's very fucked up in a way too, because the human race should be fighting like with each other against these Titans, but yet they're still divided, even though they have this great threat basically knocking at their doorstep. But then the rest of this episode deals with the trial that Eren's going to be undertaking to see where he kind of falls into place within the military groups. And we get introduced to more of the military police, and they are total dicks, by the way. Like, they are total douchebags within this. They view Eren as a monster, and they don't really see him as an asset to the human race. Like, they just view him as this monster, and they just want to dispose of him as quickly as possible. So we're going to be having this trial, and they're going to be escorting him to a courthouse, which is where the trial is going to be taking place. But right before they're about to escort him, we get introduced to two new characters, one of which we've already seen before, but then another new character that we just got to meet in this episode. Now, Hanji, I love Hanji's personality. She's quirky and so like eccentric. I love her personality and just the way that she views Titans. Like, she is fascinated with Titans, but wanting to be able to observe them and just be able to overall learn more about them. And she's like drawn to Eren just because of the fact that he's able to turn into a Titan. Like, that's her new like test subject in a way, even though she's not gonna like do anything bad to him. She just wants to get up close to him and just learn as much as possible. And I just love her personality. But as they're escorting Eren, we actually get introduced to Mike, who's into some kinky shit because he likes to smell people. So it's just like a weird, quirky nature that this character has. We don't get to see too much of him, but I feel like he's going to be very important moving on just because of how quirky he is and the fact that he just likes to smell people. So they escort Eren to the courthouse, they put him in place, and this is when we actually get to see like who's going to be involved in the court case against Eren and see what military branch he's going to be going to. And we have Armin and Mikasa up as witnesses up on the side, And then we also have the Survey Corps there. We have the military police. We also have like the wall preachers, like the priests for the wall, like the religion of the wall are there. And then we also have the commander in charge of all three military branches who's actually going to be deciding on where Eren should lie. And it just goes to show like the different sides of how they view Eren, because the military police views Eren as a monster, and they're just basically like, yeah, we'll dissect him, we'll learn anything we can from him, and then we're going to just dispose of him and say that he died a hero for the human race. So that's their side of the whole story. But then we also have the Survey Corps, who actually wants to utilize Eren's Titan ability, and Captain Erwin actually puts up the plea to basically say, we'll use Eren's Titan power to regain the land that we lost to the Titans in between Wall Rose and Wall Maria, take back Shiganshia, and then, you know, with that, they'll be able to rebuild, be able to grow the population more, and then they're not on the brink of extinction. So these are the two pleas going back and forth right now. And right now the commander is kind of like, he doesn't know where he should put Eren. So they start asking Eren questions, asking him, you know, like, since he's, you know, a part of the military and he wants to fight for humanity, if that still rings true. And of course, Eren still wants to fight for humanity, so he answers yes. But then they start bringing up evidence against Eren. Now, the big one that they bring up against him in the beginning is the fact that he actually attacked Mikasa while he was in his Titan form, before he was able to pick up that giant-ass boulder and actually plug up the hole in the wall. So Eren actually did not remember any of this. So he actually looks at Mikasa and is like, wait a minute, I attacked Mikasa? I don't recollect any of that. And Mikasa is just like very angry with the fact that they brought this up during it, and like the one woman in the military is like, I can't lie to everyone because it's just going to make matters worse. So Mikasa is then asked, is this true? Did Eren attack you within his Titan form? And she is forced not to lie, but she gives a good answer here too, because she says yes, but then she also says, take this also into consideration, because Eren saved me twice while in his Titan form. He saved me from a Titan when I was about to be killed, but then he also saved me from cannon fire from the military when they thought we were a giant-ass threat, you know, to all of the human race. So she pleads to actually take these also into consideration, because if you think about it, with 2 saves and just 1 mishap, I think that outweighs the negatives right there, because you still have 1 more positive that Eren was still able to do, and I really like that. But then, as they're actually bringing up more evidence, the military police actually brings up something from their past, and I'm actually really kind of happy that this got brought up, because when I mentioned it in my review, when, you know, the flashback with Eren and Mikasa, when they were actually, with Mikasa being stolen for like sex trafficking, and then Eren came and saved her, and they actually killed those people. Like, Eren was a little sociopathic in that scene, and they're actually bringing up the fact that these two, in their past, while they were children, killed 3 people, and killed them brutally, to be honest. And it's also true because the military police were the ones to find them in that situation. So they would have records of what happened with these 2 characters. And right now, like, this does not, like, bode well for Mikasa and Eren, and they're just talking back and forth. You know, the wall priest is basically telling them, like, we cannot touch the wall, and people are like, why don't we block up the wall? And they're like, no, we're not touching the walls. And so all kind of like chaos is ensuing. They're just fighting over the simplest of things. And this is when Eren gives an epic ass speech. I love the speech that he gives, basically saying, like, have any of you seen a Titan before? Have you fought against a Titan? I have, and you guys are all cowards, you guys are all pathetic, and so why don't you let the people with strength fight? I have this Titan power, I have the strength, I want to fight for humanity, so give all of your strength that you won't use on yourself to me, and allow me to basically fight for humanity. It's an epic speech, but as he's given that, the military police is about to fire their gun at Eren and basically execute him right there on the spot. But this is when Levi comes in, and Levi beats the ever-living shit out of Eren. Like, this scene is so epic, but then, like, it makes you cringe also at the same time, just to see how brutal Levi is. But it's a smart move for Levi's, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But as he's beating up Eren, Mikasa is pissed as hell. Levi is beating up Mikasa's man in front of everyone, and she's about to leap out of there and just beat the ever-living shit out of Levi. Armin stops him because Armin sees the big picture of this, and it's basically, this is what I'm getting at, is how smart and how good this scene is. Because everyone else is scared of Eren, and they feel like with his Titan power, no one can control him. But here comes Levi. He's defusing the situation entirely and beating the ever-living shit out of Eren, and they're basically telling Levi, it's like, what if he turns into a Titan? Like, get out of there. And he's like, what are you guys talking about? I'm not scared of this little shit. If he turns into a Titan, I'm the only one in this room with the skills capable of actually handling him and possibly executing him on the spot. And Eren is just like looking at him, and Levi is basically like, you guys, how do you guys plan to actually destroy him and kill him if you guys are so terrified of him? And this is what kind of like sways the whole Eren case in the Survey Corps' favor, because the commander ends up seeing this and he's like, all right. And Erwin makes a plea basically saying, it's like, let us do an expedition outside the wall and actually, watch and learn about Eren's abilities. And judging by how well this expedition goes, you can make a further decision based on Eren's role and whether or not he should be disposed of or used as a military device on their war against the Titans. So this is what sways the vote entirely. The commander makes his vote, and it turns out Eren is going towards the Survey Corps, and this is good news for him because that's where he wanted to go ever since episode 1. So we get to see the aftermath of that. They're thanking him, like, we're sorry we had to go so brutal on you. And Erwin's like thanking him. It's like, thank you for not, like, for trusting in us and not being able to make a scene out there. Shakes his hand, and they form like a good relationship right there. And then Levi sits down right next to him, and he's basically like, sorry for beating you bloody, but I hope you understand. He's like, no, I understand what you had to do, and I'm glad you were able to do it. And Levi's like, I hope you don't think ill of me. And this is when Hanji is just like ready to like pounce on Eren and just basically like, let me observe you. And she like picks up the tooth that Eren lost while Levi was beating the crap out of him, and she's just like fascinated with the fact. It's like, open your mouth, I want to see like the damage that Levi did to you. So this is where the episode ends too, because Eren opens his mouth and Hanji is just looking at and like kind of like in shock too, and it's like it grew back. And now this actually makes a lot of sense too, because if you think about it, Eren lost his arm and his leg before, like right before he turned into a Titan, and when he got out of his Titan form, he regrew his limbs back. So his Titan ability seems to give him like a regenerative ability, kind of like Wolverine in a way, and just how he's able to regrow limbs, but also his teeth for that matter. And we're just left on that little cliffhanger of the fact that Eren, like, we already knew this because he was able to regrow his arms and his leg, but we didn't know about teeth or anything. So it just shows how powerful his regenerative power is, and just how much of an asset he's actually going to be towards this Survey Corps. And it's going to be very interesting moving forward to see the expedition that they go on outside the walls to reclaim Wall Maria, and just how well Eren is going to be utilized by the Survey Corps. But that's what happened within this episode. I think this was a great episode to start the second half of the season 1 of Attack on Titan. The content we're going to be getting moving forward is going to be hype as hell, and I really can't wait to review all that stuff. So I want to hear from you guys right now. What did you guys think of this overall episode? What did you think of the new opening when you guys first got to listen to it, when you actually got to watch this episode? Were you guys upset with the fact that they changed the opening, or did you embrace it and be like, you know what, this song isn't half bad? Like, it's rocking in some parts. Like, it's got some metal moments. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. So let me know your thoughts on the song, but also the fact you're like, leave your comments down below about what you thought about Levi beating the ever-living shit out of Eren and the plan the Survey Corps had in place, like if things went a certain way. So leave your thoughts in the comments below on that. And if you guys are catching me for the first time, I'm reviewing all of Season 1 of Attack on Titan. We're getting really, really close to the end of Season 1. We only got like, what do we have? We have basically like 10 episodes left. We're past the halfway point, and so we got about 10 episodes left, and I really can't wait to basically finish it. And then on April 1st, Season 2 of Attack on Titan is starting, and I really, really can't wait for all the hyped moments we're going to be getting there. So if you guys want to stay up to date with all of that content, I'm going to be doing reviews and reactions. Subscribe to my channel, get the conversation going, and I just want to talk with all of you Attack on Titan fans because this series is so good, and I'm actually even debating on, after Season 2, starting the manga as well. So leave your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel if you guys like the content you are seeing, and until my next review of episode 15, which will be out very shortly, I'll talk with you guys then. Alright guys, see you later.